Is this the best adventure SUV? We got the 2025 Land Rover Discovery Sport Dynamic SE in Fuji white over light oyster ebony interior. This year we get a dog package as well as an adventure package for bicyclists. The dog package is pretty cool because now we're bringing heat to Subaru. It literally has a dog rinsing as well as a spill-proof bowl, and the floor is different, so that way you can do some of that all-terrain because we have the all-terrain 2 system here. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides, and we're gonna touch bases on some pros and cons. The problem that I have with the Discovery Sport, as well as comparing it against the competition, starting up with 8.6 inches of clearance, fording through water almost 24 inches. When you start talking about competition, because this is already a little bit over 60 grand with the price point with the specs we're showcasing today. Go to Jeep Grand Cherokee, you're gonna be spending more money to get the same things captured. LED headlights and daytime runnings that run into the top portion of the grille. We got the glossy black, it's an active grille shutter, the lower for the air pocket, and the whole lower trim, which encases the whole vehicle. So I like what they're doing because the exterior, it not only looks rugged, but it looks sporty, and it's going to be smaller than the Lexus GX. So you're getting a smaller package with just as much capabilities. I mean, let me know your thoughts, because when I'm thinking about a vehicle for everyday maneuverability, I don't want something that's so over the top. I like that the new GX is a little bit smaller, but they don't offer a third row. When you go Land Rover, you can get the full box Discovery if you need that extra space, and you'll have a little bit more capabilities because let's face it, that's what Land Rover is about. Powering this is a 2.0 liter, 4-cylinder turbocharged. That's producing 248 horsepower and 269 pound-feet of torque paired to a 9-speed automatic transmission, achieving 19 mpgs for the city, 23 mpgs for the highway, towing over 4,400 pounds. So it's an everyday, you got some light maneuverability for towing, and you can take this off-road. So it is definitely going to compete with Subaru, with Jeep, but at the price, what are we getting? We get these 21-inch upgraded wheels. Now in the con, you literally have 7 different designs and colors for wheels. You only have 8 different exterior colors and 3 different interior colors, which I hate to say, it's really like 4 exterior colors because it's kind of like a matte black or blue. So you're not gonna really tell a huge difference. I mean, let me know your thoughts, because when I'm thinking about going Range Rover or Land Rover, that is one problem that I always have. The color configuration is always ebony on Fuji white or a black exterior with a black interior. It just gets a little bit dull, and I want it to be a little bit more vibrant because when I'm doing off-road capabilities, especially if I'm a dog lover, I want to be able to see things in the interior. Plus, if I tick the box for that bike accessory pack, which will add it to the roof rails, you can only add up to 169 pounds. I mean, a Hyundai gets 220 pounds on top of their roof rails. And that's gonna take me back to the question at the beginning, is this the best adventure SUV? When you're around 50, 60 grand, I think it's a great package in whole, but in the same aspect, I would like to see a few things tweaked. LED taillights, I do like the rear. You get the large Discovery print, all gloss black, front and rear parking sensors, a 360-degree reverse camera. It's a turbo 4. I'm not expecting to see dual exhaust outlets, so I think they do a good job cleaning it up, because when you tick the box for this variant, it's not about performance. It's about the daily use and the off-road rugged capabilities. Power liftgate going into 32.7 cubic feet of storage. Now this is a interesting little setup because they're not actually cup holders, but you could fit them there next to the 12-volt charger. And you have on 2 sides with a little storage nook underneath. The floor gets a spare tire. And this year you can option the dog package, which will add a quilted cargo bay liner, a spill-resistant water bowl, portable rinsing system with a foldable pet carrier. But unfortunately, you cannot split fold the rear bench in the back. You gotta go back here in order to do so. Fold these seats up like this, giving you a lot more cargo capacity, especially when you're split folding the seat, or if you wanna do it on a pinch, you just push these down to split fold at a 40-60 split, maxing cargo to 55.6 cubic feet. The key fob to the Discovery Sport. 12-way power seat adjustment for the front, heated front seats, light oyster dual leather seating, memory for the driver. The interior, you're gonna notice that two-tone, and I appreciate that because I get so sick and tired of ebony on ebony. Let's fire it up. The dashboard will come out a bit, especially with this 11.4 Pivi Pro with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, AM, FM, streaming, Bluetooth audio. It is a little glitchy at times, but this is going to be normal. Unfortunately, they still haven't done a software update where it is not glitchy. It has the weight sensing, which is awesome, like I say in all of the Land Rover Range Rover videos, because it will show this dotted line and it adjusts with the water, as well as your wheel information or your off-road page. And you can do your dynamic driving through here as well. So everything is through this touch screen interface, unfortunately, but with the terrain response 2, it does unlock all of these different driving modes, which makes it a lot more capable than something like a Jeep Grand Cherokee, but let me know your thoughts on that. As for the navigation, this way you can see what I mean by a little bit of the glitch. Put it into reverse with a 360-degree reverse camera, full trajectory for the front and the rear. Click onto these little camera icons and you can go around the vehicle. Go into the 3D and you just simply touch here or on the other side and it will do the same exact thing. Dual climate control settings, wireless charging pad. Open this up and you got a storage box, and the air vents are going to be a little bit more seamless. The steering wheel is leather wrap, multi-function with multi-functionality. You push on the button, and on the gauge cluster, it's a digital reader. You can change the layout. So you have the 2-dial, you can do a 1-dial, so you have the navigation. Go back into here, and you can change out that information or content. You get the palm holder for the shifter. It's going to be a little bit more sporty. Push back, USB port. It's pretty deep for the most part. Auto dimming rear view mirror, ambient lighting, and we have a large panel moonroof that actually is a con to me because look, headroom is great, but look where it starts, behind me. I mean, let me know your thoughts on that. Leg space is actually good. Even on the passenger side, it's not really a driver-focused setup, dashboard and door. I like that it configures in together. I just kind of wish that they did some kind of stitch connection instead of just keeping the same segment of the contrast color. One touch up and down for the windows, it's going to be up here with the glitter inlays and a long storage pocket. For the back seats, this is the opening that you have to fit 2 more with the cup holders, armrest, and a storage pocket. USB ports, 12 volt, air vents, a storage tray, storage behind both of the front seats, the connectors that will hold your clothing. And look at the leg space you have. You do sit up a little bit more so than my liking, but I like how it comes out more so than most of the competition. Headroom, not an issue at all. Door panel has the same segment in the front. The Meridian sound system comes into the back with about the same size storage pocket. Sliding into the center, this is where it gets good, because you could either share or you could have your own feet space. But either way, it's a pretty wide vehicle. Butt, leg, and shoulder space, it's not an issue. Even though this contours inwards a little bit, it's more than enough, because check this out. That's what I mean. Like, I'm not actually falling off the seat. Headroom, the same thing. Turbo, 4-cylinder, 2-liter, 246 horsepower, 269 pound-feet of torque. It gets you to point A to point B pretty quick. Over 8 inches of clearance, fording through water over nearly 24 inches. I mean, when I put those numbers in perspective, plus optioning the packages that you can get and these upgraded 21-inch wheels, it's a great value, but it's gonna ultimately take me to pros and cons right off the bat. We're gonna start with the pros. Is you're getting the all-terrain vehicle in a smaller package. You're not quite wanting the Evoque, but you're wanting something that's not as big as the Discovery. You go sport and it ticks the box for all of them. I like that you can see the 360-degree reverse camera as you drive, because this is not a common attribute in any of the competition. And I think it's super cool that they're giving all of this amenities to animals if you want to pack them in your vehicle, because not even Subaru offers you that. This is over 4,800 pounds to over 5,000 pound curb weight. So when you're thinking turbo 4, this is, you know, light to light. We're going around 20-ish. Let's see how it does. Actually isn't as bad as I was thinking. I can't say there's a con there because you have the motivation. Overall, they do a good job capturing the moment with the performance that's needed to get you to point A to point B. Because let's face it, when you buy these type of vehicles, you're gonna be in a lot of stop and go traffic. This is an everyday SUV, rugged enough on the exterior, but then on the con, I feel like it's an exterior style that the interior doesn't boast the same styling elements. So it's really like an outside looking car, for lack of better words. As for the back seat, you have plenty of room to fit 3 occupants, over 50 cubic feet of storage, over 4,400 pounds of towing. I mean, these are all great things, but then the price escalates over 60 grand. Turn radius is not as good either. 3 lanes, let's rock and roll. Now, because it's a turbo 4, you're gonna be hitting a higher RPM regardless. Typically around 2.5 to 3.5 RPM to get it motivated. But the pedal doesn't feel heavy. And even when you mash on the brake, it's the same thing. So I like that you don't feel that curb weight. The comfort could be a little bit better, but when you're thinking about an off-roadsy type of vehicle, that also equates to what you're getting, and you already understand that. And the big problem that I have ultimately is this infotainment screen. It just has a lot of lag still. The Pivi Pro just, I wish they would tweak it a bit more because it's very intuitive. You could do everything you need for off-roading, for fording through water, looking at your navigation, sound system, everything. But it takes forever for it to load. That's just normal driving, and that's what I mean by you're gonna have to hit a higher RPM. So the road noise, it filters in a little bit. If you're considering not optioning the 21-inch wheels, 19-inch wheels come standard. It will be more smooth because the tires are obviously a lot larger, not as much meat on the sidewalls when you're going 21-inch. But overall, I think it's good. Practicality isn't bad. I mean, 20 MPGs combined. Going against competition like Jeep, I feel like the aesthetics in the interior is a lot better there because here it just is plain. Like I was saying on the exterior, you only have 3 different options for interior color. Wake up, Land Rover, Range Rover. Give us colors. And as for Lexus, they do the same thing. Aesthetically speaking, you're gonna have a lot of harder materials and unfortunately plastic found throughout. When you're starting to look at these higher prices, I just wish that they would entertain a little bit more upscale amenities. I understand we want that off-roadsy look, but you still want to have a good cushion on the seat, which they do well here. But for the butt area, it's not as wide as I would like. Plus, you don't have any cushion extensions, which they should have that, especially for taller people. And it's a Land Rover with heated front seats. It should be standard heated, ventilated seats with a heated steering wheel. Why are we having to still option packages? This is 2025. But going back to the question, is it the better adventure SUV? I think it ticks the box, but let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out the next video, merchandise website, and Instagram. Leave a comment and a like. And I'd like to thank Land Rover Tampa for giving us this 2025 Land Rover Discovery Sport Dynamic SE for our car review.